Hello everybody and welcome to this first pilot episode of C.P.E.Bach in pieces. I'm so excited to finally make the first video of what will become a series of videos. Maybe will last for a year, I don't know. I'm going to do this together with you. For those of you who are not aware of what I'm talking about, C.P.E.Bach in pieces is the name of a series of videos in the first place that will cover the close reading of his famous book, The Treatise on Keyboard Playing, the Versuch, über, wahre, Art das Clavier zu spielen. We will focus mainly on the first part, maybe also the second part. We see how it goes. So I was planning to reread that book. So it's important to reread sometimes in several phases of your life, things that you have read maybe earlier. And I think most of us have read a lot of things when you were studying, but then life goes on, you practice, you play, you have concerts, you have obligations, and so that knowledge is still there, but the refreshment of that is very important because growing older, getting more experience, having played more music, developing a kind of personality as well, makes you look different to the same thing. So rereading stuff like this is, I believe, very important. But why not doing it with you? Why not sharing that together with you? So that would be wonderful for me if we could do this together. Since if you would consider me to be an expert in Philipp Emanuel Bach, I think you're wrong. I like the music of Emanuel Bach very much. I've always said that my friend Miklos Pani is so great at playing that music. Leave him with that, and I think it would be hard to compete with him if you would like to do that. It would be stupid, but he is building a monument for the works of C.P.E.Bach. If you're not familiar with the work of Miklos, you should go and visit the BIS, so the recording label catalogus with his work. He has made, I believe, around 30 CDs with the work of Emanuel Bach. But the book of Emanuel Bach and the Probe-Stücke, which is the dedicated pieces that he published with that theoretical works, where he actually demonstrates practically what he's talking about, and he made a second series later, a little bit of easier pieces. Those together is a wonderful bundle, is a wonderful unity to dive into. So, not being a great Emanuel Bach expert, if an expert of anything, I don't feel never an expert on something. There are always new things that are opening, new questions that are raised, and that's the intriguing part of doing research. And I've been saying that a lot. It's free of cost, we can do it, so let's do it and embrace that. So, but I will need you. I will be reading C.P.E.Bach pieces by piece, and the way I'm going to do that is maybe act like a kind of reporter, a kind of news organization. Treating the content of his book as a kind of valuable, intriguing, interesting news to share with you. Learning from that, asking questions. I will be asking questions to you. Hopefully you can address them. Maybe we'll have a live interaction somehow with the Google Hangout. We see how that goes. I don't know technically if that would be easy to do, but anyway, if I'm saying stupid things, which I certainly will, please correct me, and I will address that in future videos. So this is a work in progress. Not only focusing on C.P.E.Bach, of course that will be the main topic, but sometimes we have to address something in the context of that time. And then things becomes very complicated, but interesting. Because Emanuel Bach lived in his time, lived in his context, so the things he wrote, in fact, are thought from within that context. And even as if those people, they wanted to be as detailed as possible, they could not escape from being within the context of their time. So the most obvious things that maybe for us today are not obvious anymore, are not written or not explicitly written, or were thought to be understood by readers, and maybe we don't understand that anymore. So if I'm saying something stupid, I hope I will often, then please correct me as we are going through this together. I want to be honest with that as well, since at the end of this project, I really would like to make a recording of the Probe-Stücke, all of them, have a kind of project as we're having now with the Partitas, and we'll be talking about that soon again. So making a beautiful vinyl box with CDs and digital downloads, but also a book, and that could be called My View on C.P.E.Bach work, translated, so to say, in more understandable today language, more practical, maybe integrating some of the context what we were talking about. But if we do this together, it's a right thing to mention that also in that book. So I will mention, of course, your contribution in if ever we are going to publish a book around that. So make sure that that I want to treat in your information, your contributions in the most respectful way I can, as I can. So anyway, these episodes will go every 2 weeks, trying to keep up with that. Don't shoot at me if I miss one episode, but every 2 weeks I think that will be possible. And maybe if we go to real recording of the Probe-Stücke, that this goes weekly or even more condensed. We see how that goes. But for the time being, every 2 weeks, and I hope to see you a lot here. I hope to interact with you on this subject a lot. I think it can be very important. And by the end, we should all have become true Emanuel Bach experts, if any time that can be said from oneself. I don't think so, but it's interesting. Thank you for being here with me. Hope to see you on these regular episodes again. No better way than to stay on top of that than to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification icon, because there you can set your notification system and you won't miss any of these videos. Thanks again also for sharing this video, and we will see each other very soon again. Bye!